Okay, hello class. Today we are learning about mammals. And here are a picture of 5 very different mammals. Okay, so the first thing I want to ask all of you are what are some things that all these animals have in common? And they will be mammal traits. So what are some things that they all have in common?
They have fur.
Thank you. What else?
They'll have eyes.
Thank you. What else?
They all have feet.
Other things?
They all have ears.
Okay, they all have ears. Okay, I guess this is a pretty good list to start off with. Okay, so mammals have a lot of things in common, and they are a class of the animal kingdom, and there are other classes such as reptiles, birds, fish in the animal kingdom. But mammals is one particular class. Okay, so some traits that are common to mammals can also be common to other animals, such as both mammals and reptiles have backbones and such. But there are only 2 things that an animal has to be considered a mammal. Does anybody know what one of those or both of those things are? There's only 2 things they have to have in common.
They have fur.
Okay, yeah, that's one of them. Okay, one of the only 2 things is that they have to have at least some hair. Because some don't have a lot of hair, but they have to have at least some hair to be considered a mammal. And then there's one other thing that a mammal has to have in order to be considered a mammal.
Mammary glands.
Good job, Derek. You have been reading your textbook. Okay, so they have to nurse their babies with mammary glands. Okay, so even though these are the only 2 things they have to have in common, there are other things that a lot of mammals have in common. For example, most mammals give birth to young animals versus laying eggs, which some mammals do, but most of them don't. And then also, most of them are warm-blooded, except for a few exceptions. But in general, if you're a mammal, you probably are warm-blooded. And generally, they have 4 limbs too. They might have 2 legs, 2 arms, 4 legs, 2 flippers, 2 fins, but generally, they all have 4 limbs. Okay, and then some differences are some eat meat, some are carnivores, and some eat insects, like hedgehogs, like Sonic, he eats insects. Okay, and then some live in the ocean like whales. A whale's a mammal, even though they're in the ocean. And some mammals lay eggs, as I said earlier, like the spiny anteater is a type of mammal that lays eggs. Okay, so activity time. We have, there are different categories of mammals, and I'm going to list them on the board, and then you all have a certain mammal, and you have to guess what category of mammal it is. There you go, Ethan. Pass one down. And 2 extra. Who wants to do 2?
I'll do 2.
Thank you, Ashley. Anybody else? It's a wolf. Spencer, thank you. Okay. So the different groups there are a few other groups that I haven't listed, but okay. There's flying, there's marsupials, and who can tell me what a marsupial is?
It's a mammal that has a pouch.
Good job. Thank you, Ashley. Flesh eating. Okay, I want you all to be thinking about what kind of animal you have, okay? Now, okay, you all have one or two. And I want you to one by one come up here and determine. Okay, I did not spell flying right. Determine what kind of animal you have in the mammal. Ashley, would you like to start?
Okay, so I have a bat, so I think that would go under flying.
Good job.
And I also have an elephant, so I think that would probably go under trunk nose.
Good job, Ashley.
Thank you, Miss Carter.
You are correct. Spencer.
Well, I have a dolphin. And I think dolphins marine.
Yes, correct. Marine.
And then I also have a wolf.
Mhm.
And I think that wolves are flesh eating.
It's a good. You're correct. Ethan.
Okay, I have a lamb.
Oh, that's a cute one.
And out of those, would it be a marsupial? Because
Maybe I left one out, which I did. It's one more. Good job on the effort. Okay, does anybody know what that means?
Undulate?
Yeah.
I don't know what it means.
Is it something where there's...
It means that they are hoofs.
Oh.
well, then I would guess it was undulates.
Correct. Mark?
Well, I have a squirrel. I can see him. And I would guess that he is a rodent.
Correct. Derek.
I have a koala, and I'm going to guess it's marsupial.
Correct. So you have all learned about mammals. Okay. And now, to review, what are the two things that you think that mammals must have in common in order to be considered a mammal?
They must all have at least some hair.
Yes. And somebody would like to say the other one?
The presence of mammary glands?
Yes, correct. And that is your lesson about mammals. Read your textbook.
Yay.